Brentford 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2, and the Ange era is underway. Yes, guys, hello and welcome back to the SpursRelated YouTube channel and podcast. I hope everyone is doing very well tonight. Today, we are going to do a very quick match review on our thoughts on that 2-2 draw today, which had a lot of positives to take out of it. And we are going to analyse a few key points in the game, maybe give some player ratings and a couple of interesting stats to bring you, as well as potentially some quotes from Ange. As the Ange era is underway in the Premier League, I'm joined alongside Andre of SpursRelated. Andre, how you doing, mate, quickly?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's nice to be able to see some Tottenham games again. You know, the season's underway. It's a new era and lots to talk about. Good and, a couple things that definitely worried me.
Yeah, overall, I was pretty happy with the draw, actually. Brentford is a very, very tough place to go. And at the end of the day, I thought there would be goals. There was goals very early on. 2-2 pretty early in the game. And then second half, obviously, the goals did die down. But we'll get into a couple of key points. Guys, if you are enjoying these match reactions, please smash the thumbs up button. Please press subscribe if you are new. We're on the way to 3,000 subscribers. And get your memberships if you want to come on to fan shows we're going to be doing soon and exclusive content. But guys, let's get straight into things. I'll do a secret word as always, but comment your thoughts on the game. And Andre, let's talk about a couple of outstanding performances in my opinion. Firstly, I've got to mention Emerson Royale, who's at the forefront of this picture with that great goal. A lovely drilled low finish into the bottom corner in the first half. To make it 2-2. I thought that was a superb strike, and overall, I thought he had a very good game. What were your thoughts on Emerson?
Well, he did exactly what I thought he would, which is he played his position for once, and now we're all surprised that he did well. I mean, no, he was playing 5 at the back for so long when he was a guy who plays 4 at the back, and now here he is performing way better because he's playing in his natural position. So yeah,
credit where credit's due. You did call this, Andre. You did say he's a natural right back. And listen, I thought we actually in a way did play inverted fullbacks today because especially Emerson, but Udogie as well, came inside and almost formed a part of the midfield that then they were ready on the edge of the box at times. I thought that was great attacking play. And then just moving on, Bissouma. Wow. He was fantastic. My man of the match. I think Sky's man of the match as well. He ran the midfield. He had 3 or 4 players round him at points. I mean, just looking... Oh, skipped on the Maddison there. But Bissouma, look at him absolutely running it here. Just a screen grab from the game. 1, 2, 3, 4 Brentford players around him. 2 or 3 coming in close. And Bissouma never panicked. He got the ball. He glided. He spun. He turned. He played it back if he needed to be safe, but most of the time he would keep the ball and play forwards or sideways through the team, finding Maddison at times. This was just before Richarlison had a very big chance. Bissouma span here, played it into Maddison, who's just off picture, and then Maddison played through Richarlison, who had a great shot, actually was saved. Richarlison we'll come on to in a minute because I know, Andre, you agree with me, he didn't have a great game. But just skipping back very, very quickly, back to Bissouma. Wow. He was fantastic. And so was this man, James Maddison. What a game he had. For me, he had a 9 out of 10 game as well. 2 assists in the first half for Romero and Emerson. Obviously, we'll get into the fact that Romero had to go off straight after his goal in a minute from concussion. And he was not happy about that. But wow, Maddison ran it in the first half. He was so good on the ball. He won free kicks, which then, well, for the first goal, he put in a fantastic delivery to Romero for that goal. And he was excellent. He really was, and he is going to be some player for us. I've actually got a stat for you guys. James Maddison is one of 3 players since the start of last season who has 10 goals and 10 assists, along with Salah and Saka. So he is really the creme de la creme. He really is that creative 10, probably the best, if not one of the best 3 or 4 in the league. And he is getting goals and assists after goals and assists. And that's going to continue at Tottenham, Andre.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we knew what we were getting when we bought him. We always said that if we got James Maddison, that's a statement signing because it's what we've needed for so long. Ever since Eriksen left, we never actually had that attacking midfield player to sort of just keep it creative in the midfield. And I will say this was like a completely different Tottenham team for me. The way that midfield was being run with Bissouma finally playing sort of the more CM role as opposed to very defensive, and just having someone creative like Maddison to be there beside him, it was just amazing to see. And it was very fun to watch Tottenham again. I was not bored seeing Tottenham play. And even though I do think there's some things to fix, I will say both of those guys had a really good game. And it's great to see that our midfield is finally doing something that I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, you're spot on. It was fun to watch Tottenham. It was exciting from minute 1. Yes, the second half died down a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think a score draw is a pretty good result. You know, it could definitely have been worse. I mean, I'm looking at the stats now. We had 69% of the ball. We had 18 goal attempts to their 11. And even first half, we were absolutely dominant in terms of possession as well. I mean, second half, I think we had more of the ball, and our XG was slightly higher. I thought Son had a couple of good chances, and Richarlison had a couple of good chances. We'll get onto those guys in just a minute, but I did want to spin it over to a key point in the game, which was Brentford's first goal to make it 1-1, the penalty given away by HeungMinSon. I think it was a little harsh. I do think it was a penalty, guys. Let us know what you think. And I'm going to whack in the keyword of MOTM, man of the match. Whack in your man of the match below. Let us know who you thought was man of the match. Mine was Bissouma. Maybe someone were Maddison. But just quickly on Son. Andre, did you think this was a little bit harsh? He did clip him before he got the ball. But, I mean, it did have to go to VAR.
I mean, you could see it in HeungMinSon's face. I think it was a penalty. When they called VAR, you didn't see Son like sort of fighting it or anything. He knew that he had caused a foul, and he was just hoping that it wouldn't be a penalty. But when it was, you didn't really see him fight much. He just kind of owned it. So I gotta respect that at least. He obviously didn't mean to do it. But yeah, I think it was a penalty.
Interesting. Guys, let us know if you thought it was a penalty as well. Or maybe you thought it was a little bit harsh. I think it was harsh. I think it was a pen, but it wasn't clear cut. It had to go to VAR. We've talked about Bissouma running the game. I mean, he was fantastic for me. He just looked like the Brighton Bissouma that we all know and actually love. He is fantastic. We know he's the signing that Conte made, and then Conte didn't give him a chance. It very much seemed like a club signing back last year in the summer, and I just think he's going to be a very, very key part of this team in an Ange system. But lastly, I wanted to talk about Vicario because, I mean, we can go through our top 2 and bottom 2 players, Andre. Vicario wasn't in my bottom 2. However, he scares the absolute life out of me. And I'll tell you why. Because Lloris used to be quite a sketchy keeper, but he was incredible at shot stopping, distribution-wise, not great. Vicario seems very similar. He can pull off a camera save, which is incredible, but actually he does some very questionable things, especially with his positioning. I mean, if you can see here with this arrow, he is so far off his line here. He comes out, and this is where the Brentford player has a shot, and if he hadn't have shot, he completely wiped him out. It would have been a penalty. The only reason this wasn't a penalty was because the Brentford player had already shot and put it well over the bar. Why is he coming out here? Why is Van der Ven, and by the way, I thought he had a pretty solid debut, but why is there no communication there? Yes, it's new. Yes, they're gelling. It's going to take time. But Vicario coming off his line, he did it in pre-season a couple of times where he had to come out and head of the ball. He scares the life out of me, mate.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was actually gonna say that those exact words just before you said them. This is exactly what I saw in the preseason, where he has some very questionable choices. Where I think he sort of panics when there's a lot of pressure. Someone's gonna take a shot. He's looking at other players and seeing where they are, and in that moment, he makes a really interesting decision that if it works, it's brilliant, and if it doesn't, you're completely screwed. Look how open that net is. There's not a single defender in there. So
Easily could have chipped him. If he got it on target, it was a goal. I don't know, guys. Let us know what you're thinking on Vicario. I'm not saying I think we shouldn't have signed him. Not got to give him a chance, right? He might be incredible. I'm not going to sit here after game one in the Premier League and say that. But there is a couple of times I am questioning it. I've seen a lot of the people on social media also have that same view. People are quick to jump on a player when they make a mistake. But at the same time, he does seem like a very good shot stopper, and he did make a few very good saves today. So I won't be too harsh on him. I really won't. But there is a couple of things that's concerning me about him, and let's see what happens. But guys, let us know what you think on Vicario. And remember that keyword, MOTM, man of the match. Pop it down below. Who's your man of the match? Bissouma, Maddison, who? But obviously, Romero came off injured. He wasn't happy about it. The medical team basically overruled Romero's decision. And after that, took him off for concussion, literally just after his goal. Sanchez came on. I thought he was pretty solid. He actually did it. He actually had a good game. Got a yellow card pretty soon in, and so did Maddison. But final point, Andre, your man of the match, but also your top two and bottom two for Tottenham.
all right, so I would say man of the match for me. As much as I love what Bissouma did today, I got to give it to Maddison because of the assists that he got. He also had 2 shots and 4 chances created, which actually that's the most that any player from both teams had in this game. 4 chances created, so got to give it to him. Honestly, he did exactly what I thought, or that I hoped that he would do when we bought him. So he's living up to what we bought for. So I'm really happy about that. He's my man of the match. My top 2 players are Bissouma and Maddison. And then my bottom 2, I think one of them has to be Richarlison. I think that unfortunately, 2 shots in a game as a striker is not good. It's not good when you have midfield players having the exact same amount of shots as you. I know that Postecoglou came out and said in the presser today that he feels like maybe the players weren't looking for him enough, but I still think there's more to it than that. Obviously, he's not going to throw him under the bus or anything, but I do think that Richarlison needs to step it up more. Especially, it's hard shoes to fill if it's Kane who leaves and you're the next one after him, but still. And then the other bottom, honestly, I don't want to say this, but I think Son should have done more, and the penalty kind of takes the cake for me. So those are my bottom 2.
Completely agree. I completely agree with you. The top 2 were definitely Maddison and Bissouma. I'd probably put Bissouma man of the match. You put Maddison, which is fine. And I think Richarlison and Son, and just very quickly on Son, he had a couple of chances and he had a couple of shots. One of them was actually very well saved by the Brentford keeper, Flecken. But I also think he didn't lead. I mean, he's our new captain, right? And I'm not going to go on his leadership skills. I think he is the right captain. That's not what I meant by that. What I mean by is when we need to step it up and up the game, he should be the one going, look, I'm this world-class player. Give me the ball. I'll make things happen. Exciting energy. I didn't see it today. It looked like a deflated HeungMinSon. And I hope we can get him back on track soon because it's getting repetitive now. How many times we're saying he's putting in kind of stinker after stinker. I love the guy. I absolutely love Son. Don't get me wrong. The people that might say, James, you're being too harsh on him. But he was the worst Tottenham player for me, along with Richarlison today. Giving away that penalty, yes, a little bit unlucky. But at the same time, going forwards, he just didn't do enough. He's not that usual Sonny we know and love. And that's why I would have to put him in my bottom 2. But guys, it was an exciting game. The Ange era is underway. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on the game. And as always, guys, remember, come on, you Spurs!